What's up, Wellies? Good to see all of you here. We are going through the Bible one chapter at a time, and we're diving deep together, going deep into God's Word, not just looking at the surface stuff, but all the things that went into these passages, what the authors had in mind, what they were addressing, the challenges they were facing, and how those apply to us. And I am looking at Psalm 72. It may have been David's last psalm. David had a transition plan to bring everything over to Solomon, his son, and to have Solomon build the temple and to take what David had done and stand on his shoulders and go that much farther. And David had a rough presidency, so to speak. There was a lot of uprisings, a lot of trouble, a lot of challenges, a lot of disappointment, a lot of brokenness on his part. And as he was leaving the stage, he wanted to make sure that Solomon had all of his full and total blessing. It's a story about power transition. And we're going through that in the United States, no matter how this election thing pans out. And the truth is, nobody really knows at this point. But whether you voted for the person who won or whether you didn't vote for the person you won or whether you're just pulling for him or not or whatever, the key here is to hope that the leader does well. There's the old phrase, long live the king, because if things are going well for the king, they often go well for the country. And if things go well for the leader, which is why we need to pray for leaders. Paul tells us to pray for leaders because we want our leaders to thrive. It's hard to imagine a society thriving and the leader struggling immensely. The two kind of go hand in hand. You want both to be doing well. You can have the opposite, like in North Korea, where the leaders are living in luxury and the whole country's doing terrible. But the key is to get both the leader and the nation in sync. And the main tool for that, the main power tool, is prayer and blessing. Prayer and blessing. David is giving Solomon his total blessing here and asking for there to be prosperity in the country and prosperity for his son. And the two happened in a big way. Solomon is known for his riches and his wisdom and the prosperity of the people. It is the peak of Israelite civilization. Things had been growing and building and growing and building since the Exodus. And after Solomon, things start to head south, going downhill. So this is the peak. This is the summit. And David is praying for it. And he basically wishes him well. Give this new king your justice, O God, and your righteousness to the royal son, his son. May he judge your people with righteousness and your poor with justice. Let the mountains bear prosperity for the people and the hills in righteousness. What does this have to do with us? This is 3,000 years ago, for goodness sake. Well, basically what it has to do with us is praying for the leaders and the nation to do well. Now, there are some people who are so politically extreme that they hope that their opponents do badly so that they can win the next time. And they look for every little problem rather than being supportive and perhaps helping steer through prayer the direction of the leader. I think that is so very key. Folks, pray for your pastors. Pray for your leaders, pray for your local political leaders, your governor, your mayor, all of those people, your boss at work. What we want is not for there to be an imbalance. We don't want the boss to be doing well and the people doing terrible. We don't want the people to be doing well and the boss to be doing terrible. I can't even picture that. We want both to be doing well. Just like in a good business transaction, you don't want to basically rake the other person over the coals and come away with a fantastic deal for you and a terrible deal for the other person. What you want is for both of you to walk away thinking this was a good deal. This was a mutual exchange. This was good value added for both of us. So, however this pans out in the next few weeks, I'd like to challenge you to pray for the prosperity of our president and pray for the prosperity of the country, that the two would go hand in hand and that we would be able to thrive as a nation. Those of you from other countries, this applies to you also. We want our countries to be doing well. So don't go off to the extreme, hoping that whoever is leading is going to be doing terrible so you can point and say, hey, I hope things just crash. There are some people who hate the leader, whoever the leader happens to be, so much that they would like the country to go into depression and chaos so that they could prove that their point of view is right and that this person's wrong. That's just the wrong way to look at it. We want the people to prosper and we want the leader to prosper. That's the good news for today, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.